Hello, I'm Dennis Pullin, President and CEO of Virtua Health. I enjoy meeting with colleagues who are helping to shape our future by bringing together top talent, driving strategy, and embracing innovation. Today, I'm speaking with someone who is here for good and here for the people of South Jersey. So Erin, it is so great to see you again. I was really looking forward to having this conversation.
Thank you. It's good to see you too.
So you and I first met back in 2021, right here in this room, actually, where you were named the recipient of the Keith Jones Memorial Scholarship. Before we get too far in our conversation, tell me what motivated you to even apply for the scholarship.
I've been doing the same thing for years, like front desk. So my manager...
So you worked as a receptionist,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So my manager saw the application for the Keith Jones scholarship, and she said, "You know what, Erin, you should apply." I said, "Okay." And so I did the essay and I applied.
So you were sort of inspired by your manager, who clearly thought that you would be a deserving candidate for that scholarship. Tell me about the PCT program. So this scholarship was to a particular school. Is it Lincoln Technical Institute?
Yes.
Tell me about that program.
The program lasts about 6 months. I started in March of last year. So it was pretty much Monday through Thursday. You have an instructor. You're doing the courses online, but in the classroom. And then you have clinicals, and that's pretty much the end of it. So I did the clinicals in the office that I work at now.
I would tell you, going back to school, particularly for someone like myself who's a little advanced in age, can be a daunting task, and it is not for the faint of heart. What advice would you give to someone who is considering, or guidance for someone who is considering going back to school? Or, because the amount of time that you have to dedicate and commitment, I would think, is at one point may almost be just inconceivable. So what kind of advice would you give to Dennis Pullin if he was thinking about going back to school for some additional training?
I always say, Dennis, just do it. Don't second think it or overthink it. If it's something that you want to do, you're just going to have to do it. Everybody, supports everyone that, wants to go back to school, that has a family like myself. It was a struggle at first, like the first couple of weeks, because you're there. I work a full time Monday through Friday, and then class was 6 to 10 in the evening.
Wow.
So
plus family.
Yes, exactly. You have children that have to get to school, get back from school, things like that. You have homework to do, but I would do it again.
Speaking of which, you clearly were a glutton for punishment, because I'm told that you went back and got a second certification as a medical assistant.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
That's correct.
So am I the crazy one, or were you?
Maybe me.
What inspired that?
I was a medical assistant before, but I never did the certification. So I said, why not? The PCT and medical assistants are pretty much doing the same thing. One is at the hospital, one is in the office. So it was just a matter of studying for the medical assistant certification.
You're now a medical assistant at Virtua Cardiology in Willingboro, which is the same place you worked as a receptionist. Tell me about the dynamics of the team now and how you fit and the role that you play and how you all work together.
It's wonderful. I still do front desk. I'm doing MA also. We work well together, so I can jump in on the front desk on the phones, and I can also run a patient, if, we're short in a day or so. It doesn't change much.
So to do what you did and to go through what you went through, not only for one, but even your second certification, it requires a lot of support. It requires a lot of encouragement. I'm sure there were a number of people that were in your corner, people that were kind of supporting you. Talk to me about some of those folks that helped you sort of through it all.
I'll start with my manager, Christina LaBelle. She supported me from beginning to end. So if I had homework to do at work, if I had to get online for something, she was totally supportive. I had to leave, to take the exams at the school, so she was okay with that. So everything was great. My mom, she's my support system. My oldest son, he supports, because I have smaller children.
How many kids do you have?
I have three.
Three. And what are they? 3 boys?
Yes.
Oh, God bless you. How old are they?
So my oldest son, Elijah, is 23, and my youngest they're 11, and they're twins.
Twins.
Yes.
What do the 3 of them think about what mom took on at a later stage in life, and what kind of example do you think that provided them?
He thought that was so cool. They just thought it was cool that I was going back to school, and I had homework just like they did. So they were ecstatic for me.
And have you been embraced by the other team? I know your manager supported you, and I had a chance to meet her, and she sort of shared her story or the story about you with me. What about the other team members? What kind of support do you feel like you've gotten from them?
So Jen, I can text her and call her anytime if I had a problem. Jen was always supportive. She's the one that hired me years ago. So she gets it. The doctors that are at cardiology, they're wonderful. Dr. Zarella, Dr. Shake, Dr. Horowitz, Senior Horowitz, they all supported me. They were all ecstatic, and they didn't want me to go anywhere. So I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to take my certification, and I'll be here. So it was like a party once I passed everything.
I think it's great, and you do truly represent Here for Good because of your commitment and everything that you have done to not only advance your career, but to provide care for our patients in this community. So thank you for everything that you do, and it's always a pleasure to see you, and thanks for coming back. Again, we've had an opportunity to hear another incredible and yet inspiring story. So tune in next time for our next edition of Here for Good.